Some things just never go out of style.
Hmm.
Like a worn-in leather jacket, or maybe like a classic car.
Yeah.
Today we're diving deep into an accessory that I think kind of fits that bill. The leather satchel.
Okay.
Now, I know what you might be thinking, a
Yeah.
whole deep dive on satchels,
Right.
but trust me, the article that you sent over,
Uh-huh.
it's more than just like a rundown of bags.
Okay.
It gets into the craftsmanship, the history, and why this item
Mm-hmm.
has become such a style staple.
Yeah, it's really fascinating how often, like, what we carry, like, reflects a deeper story. And satchels have been around for centuries. They've evolved alongside us.
Early.
Like, early versions were seen on messengers, monks, even doctors.
Oui.
And those were less about fashion and more about necessity back then.
Doctors with satchels.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to hear more about this.
Yeah.
Tell me they weren't rocking like Gucci back then.
Not quite Gucci, but think sturdy, beautifully crafted leather designed to hold everything from medical tools to herbs and remedies.
Wow.
These were essentially the precursors to the modern doctor's bag.
That makes so much sense. It's like the original functional fashion.
Exactly.
But speaking of fashion, the article gets into all the different satchel styles you can find today.
Yeah.
Classic, modern, vintage-inspired. It's a whole world.
Yeah, and it's that blend of history and modern sensibility that makes the satchel so appealing.
Yeah.
Take the classic style, for example.
Okay.
They're often crafted from pebble grain leather,
Okay.
which, by the way, has this fantastically subtle textured surface.
Okay.
They instantly convey a sense of, like, timeless elegance.
Pebble grain. Okay, that was one detail I was hoping you could shed some light on. Why is that texture so popular for satchels?
Well, not only does it look good, but it's incredibly durable.
Okay.
Think of it like this. Each little pebble acts as a tiny shield against scratches and scuffs.
Oh.
This is the kind of leather that just gets better with age.
So it's both stylish and built to last. Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal here.
Right.
What about the modern satchel styles?
Yeah,
The article mentioned a lot about those being designed for everyday use.
absolutely. In our fast-paced world, functionality is key.
Yeah.
You'll find features like dedicated laptop compartments,
Right.
multiple pockets for organization,
Uh-huh.
everything geared towards making life on the go a bit smoother.
It's like they've thought of everything the modern person needs to carry around with them these days.
Right,
And then there's the whole vintage-inspired trend, which, let's be honest, never really goes away.
right.
Is it the nostalgia factor that makes these so popular?
Definitely. There's a certain allure to owning something that feels like it has a story to tell, a connection to the past.
Right.
Vintage-inspired satchels tap into that desire for heritage and craftsmanship that many find so appealing.
Okay, but here's where I thought the article got really interesting. They actually give specific satchel recommendations.
Oh, wow.
We're talking work bags, travel bags, even satchels for casual outings. They really do cover everything.
It's about providing curated choices for a discerning individual like yourself.
Okay.
By highlighting specific uses and occasions,
Mhm.
they're guiding you towards the satchel that best fits your lifestyle,
Okay.
rather than just saying, here's a bag.
And speaking of finding the right fit, one recommendation that really caught my eye
Yeah.
was this incredible rugged satchel that looked like it could survive anything perfect for the adventurous traveler, which, I can relate to.
Durability is paramount, especially when you're constantly on the move.
Right.
A travel satchel needs to be a reliable companion,
Yeah.
capable of withstanding the rigors of airports, cobblestone streets, maybe even a spontaneous hike or two.
Right. It's not just about looking good. It's about having a bag that can keep up.
Yeah.
But you know what surprised me?
What's that?
Even though the whole article is basically an ode to leather satchels, they dedicated a whole section to addressing whether or not they're for everyone.
Oh, interesting.
They even talk about how men and women can rock a satchel with style.
That's refreshing to see.
Yeah.
It's acknowledging that personal style goes beyond any perceived limitations.
Right.
A well-chosen satchel can complement anyone's wardrobe, adding a touch of timeless elegance and practicality.
And you know what else I love about satchels?
What's that?
The customization.
Oh, yeah.
Monogramming, unique hardware.
Yeah.
You can make it your own, which I think is so cool.
Yeah.
The article mentioned that some people take this to a whole other level.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen some incredible examples of bespoke satchels where people request unique embossing, specialized compartments, even hand-stitched designs.
Wow.
It becomes a true reflection of their personality and style.
It's like turning a satchel into a work of art.
Yeah.
But with all these options, I'm also thinking,
Yeah.
how do I even know what to look for in a quality satchel? The article does get into some of the practical stuff, like different types of leather stitching, all the details that make a difference.
Exactly. Because you don't want to invest in a satchel that's going to fall apart after a few months.
Right.
The article mentioned crazy horse leather
Okay.
a couple of times, especially for briefcases. What's the deal with that kind of leather?
Yeah, it sounds intense. Is it actually made from horses?
Funny you should ask. The name actually comes from the leather traditionally used for horse saddles.
Okay.
It's incredibly strong and durable,
Wow.
perfect for something that gets a lot of wear and tear.
Right.
So not from crazy horses, but tough enough to handle them, I guess.
Okay.
And over time, it develops this gorgeous, rugged patina.
Okay, you had me at gorgeous, rugged patina. I'm all about that worn-in look.
Yeah.
The article also mentions stitching. I never thought about it before.
Right.
But I guess good stitching is important for a bag, too.
Absolutely. Think of it like the backbone of the satchel. You want to look for tight, even stitches? The more stitches per inch, the stronger and more durable construction.
Okay, this is giving me a whole new appreciation for those made in Italy tags.
Yeah.
So we've covered history styles materials.
Right.
But the article also gets into some specific satchel recommendations. Did any of their top picks stand out to you?
You know what's interesting is less about the individual bags themselves and more about the common threads between them.
Okay.
For instance, two of their top picks,
Okay.
the Welch briefcase and the Vigo messenger, both feature this crazy horse leather we were just talking about.
Okay, so that's got to be a good sign if they're recommending it across different styles.
Right.
Durability seems to be a recurring theme.
Exactly.
Right.
It speaks to the idea that a satchel is an investment piece.
Yeah.
Something meant to last for years, even decades, if cared for properly.
Right.
Another interesting observation.
Yeah.
Their pick for the best camera bag, the Faust, was praised for being more than just a camera bag.
Oh, yeah. They made a point of saying it could double as an everyday bag, too.
Which tells me versatility is a major selling point for today's satchel shopper.
Okay.
They want something stylish, functional, and adaptable to different occasions.
Right.
And let's not forget about sustainability.
Yeah.
Which, thankfully, the article touched upon in their FAQ section.
Right. Because let's be honest, leather isn't exactly known for being the most eco-friendly material.
Yeah.
I was really curious to see what they had to say about that.
And it's definitely something to consider, especially with more and more people looking for ethical and sustainable options.
Right.
The good news is there are designers out there who are committed to using ethically sourced leather recycled materials.
Okay.
Even innovative plant-based alternatives that mimic the look and feel of real leather.
So you can have your satchel and feel good about it, too. That's a win-win in my book. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
History, styles, materials. Even ethics.
Right.
But for those of us who might be new to the satchel game,
Yeah.
the article does touch on styling tips.
Yeah, it does.
Which feels like a whole other deep dive waiting to happen.
It really does.
And thankfully, they don't leave us hanging.
Okay.
They actually give a few examples, like pairing a satchel with a blazer and trousers for a more polished look, or going casual with a flowy dress and sandals.
Yeah.
They even suggested rocking one with a jumpsuit for a night out.
What I find most interesting is the versatility they emphasize.
Right.
It challenges the notion that satchels are limited to a specific aesthetic.
Yeah.
Whether you gravitate towards classic tailoring bohemian vibes or something in between, there's a way to make a satchel your own.
It's like that final touch that elevates any outfit, regardless of your personal style.
Right.
Now, I always like to leave our listeners with something to ponder.
Yeah.
And the article's closing statement definitely fits the bill.
Okay.
They claim that 67% of fashion-conscious individuals consider a leather satchel a must-have accessory. So my question to you listening is, where do you stand on that?
It's a bold statement, but as we've uncovered throughout this deep dive, the leather satchel isn't just a fleeting trend. It's a timeless piece with a rich history-enduring style and the potential for true personalization.
We've gone from doctors using them for house calls to them being considered a modern-day essential.
I know. It's amazing.
It just goes to show sometimes the most unassuming items have the most fascinating stories to tell.
And perhaps this deep dive has sparked a newfound appreciation for the craftsmanship, the heritage, and yes, even the stylish practicality of a well-chosen leather satchel.
Who knows? Maybe you'll be sporting one soon.
Yeah.
But until then, happy exploring.
Yes.
And we'll catch you on our next deep dive.
Sounds good.